Hi everyone, I am Aniket from Division I, and with me is Aaron Beverly. And it's a privilege to have you with us for Division I.
Thank you.
And we have a few questions for you.
Sure.
Now, ever since you won the championship, after that, what has changed? How have you changed after that?
So what has changed is that I now have a lot more friends than I used to. So before I didn't have even 100 friends on Facebook, and now I have close to 2,000.
Whoa.
Now keep in mind that I had my page set on private before, so I didn't allow anybody to friend request me in 2016. Imagine had I allowed my Facebook page to be public, I probably have over 5,000 friends right now, which actually isn't possible on Facebook, but I'd have at least 5,000 and then I would have to start a fan page. But what's changed for me personally is that I have a bigger confidence now in the words that I say, that people will actually want to listen.
Yeah.
And that is actually a big responsibility.
Right.
You really have to be careful of what you say and how you say it, because somebody is watching and somebody may be inspired by what you do.
Right.
So what are you inspiring people to do is very important. So I want to inspire people to do good.
Right.
So I need to make sure that the messages that I speak are good, that the examples that I set are good. So that has been the biggest change for me, is just the confidence and the level of responsibility that I now have.
Wow, fantastic. So great to hear so many experiences from you. Now, as a public speaker, can you share with us 5 best practices that we all can follow so that we can all be like you?
Okay. The best practices that I can give you are what I actually follow myself in my speech preparation process. So 1, create a story file. So I write down every single idea for a story. It could be a family story, it could be a life event, something interesting that has happened to you. Write it down in whatever file that you have, whether it's on your computer, whether it's on an application, whether you actually just have a notebook and you write everything down. Keep track of the stories that you have. 2, make sure that you record yourself.
Okay.
And record yourself in audio, record yourself on video.
Right.
Now, why is this important? Because when you listen to your speeches, you can be your own evaluator. And you can figure out, okay, this doesn't sound good here, let me place it there.
Yeah.
Or this doesn't make sense, let me take it out. So you get to hear that, and you get to revise your speech yourself. Video feedback is helpful because you can look at what you're doing physically.
Yeah.
So are you making any distracting body movements? Are you a person that likes to put their hands in their pockets and jiggle their keys?
Right.
So you get to see this on video. Somebody can tell you that you're doing it, but until you see it for yourself, you usually don't believe it. So record yourself on audio and video. Then the next 3, I would just say you want to practice as much as possible. Practice in front of a live audience.
Live audience, yes.
Because your live audience is going to tell you what is good and not good in your speech.
Yeah.
If you have a certain part of your speech where you want the audience to react and they're not reacting, the audience is telling you that this doesn't work. Go back to the drawing board, figure out a way to enhance it so that it can connect to the audience the way that you want them to connect.
Yep.
Then you need to gather their feedback. Right. So feedback, I always say, gather feedback with caution. Because there are people who will just give you unsolicited advice or evaluations, and they will tell you how to change your speech, but they're telling you how they would give your speech.
Okay.
So that is the perspective that they're giving it. It's not necessarily what is best for you or how you could best present your own message. They're basically saying, okay, if I were in your shoes, this is how I would present it.
Okay.
So you really need to be careful with who you get feedback from and whose feedback you apply.
That's right.
So I have what I call a circle of counsel, and these are the people that I trust. They know me, and I know that they're going to be unbiased in their feedback.
Right.
So the last thing that I will say is to set a cutoff date for your changes. A lot of people try to make changes at the last minute, And when you're making changes at the last minute, you can succeed, but you are running the risk of getting on stage and thinking, okay, I have this new material, but this old material is still stuck in my head. So
Yeah.
you start to subconsciously start giving the old material, and then you stop yourself and say, oh, crap, I'm supposed to give the new one.
Yes.
So to avoid that, just try to make your changes, but cut it off at I say 2 days before,
Okay.
at the very least.
Mhm.
And then you have something to practice with, because you should have your audio and your video recordings to constantly look at and
Right.
refresh yourself on your message and your speech.
All right. Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you for sharing so many tips with us.
Yeah,
I'm
of
sure
course.
our audience will be equipped with more tools now to write better speeches, practice more, and have that counsel. Now, 3 things. First one, your favorite book, your favorite author, and your favorite movie.
Okay, 2 of those are going to be related. So, Harry Potter, Order of the Phoenix, favorite book. J.K. Rowling, favorite author.
Wow.
Now, favorite movie. That's a tough one. If I had to say my favorite movie of all time, Lion King.
Lion
Oh.
King. My daughter loves Lion King.
Yep, it's a great movie. I do not blame her.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, let's assume a new member who has just filled in the form and our VP membership has uploaded the form, and the member has just stepped into his first meeting and meets you. What would you say to that member?
Get on stage as fast as possible. Usually with new members, they have this idea that, okay, I want to get better at public speaking.
Yeah.
But when they pay their dues and they sign their name on that, what's it called? Form. Thank you. They suddenly get cold feet and they say, oh, wait, I don't want to speak. And then all of a sudden, 1 month passes, 2 months pass, 3 months pass, and they still haven't spoken once. So you want to get on stage as soon as possible. So meet with your VP of Education, set a date to give your first speech, and then get on stage. And I don't care how bad you may think it is, everyone has to start somewhere. So start fast, get on stage, and then start improving.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, last 2 questions.
Okay.
How was your experience in Coronation 2019 in India?
So my experience in 2019, in Coronation 2019, was magical.
Haha, you have experienced the magic.
So the hospitality, the welcome from everyone, it's been absolutely amazing. The networking that I've been able to do with everyone, the engagement that I've been able to have with everyone.
Yeah.
I am an introvert by nature, but as an introvert, I have not been losing my energy as fast as I usually do from being around such a large group of people. And that is because everybody has just been so kind, so welcoming, and so engaging, and I appreciate it. We all have this passion for public speaking, and it shows.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you so much for traveling so long to share your message with us. Now, last question. How can our members find you?
So, I am trying to become a better millennial. I, unfortunately, am right now a bad millennial. So, I am just getting on Instagram. So, you can follow me on Instagram. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And everything is Aaron Beverly.
Yep.
And you will be able to engage with me on my videos. You'll be able to engage with me on my posts. And if you have any questions, you can message me.
All right. Well, fantastic. We have one more question from the audience. Yes.
It was from Toastmaster.
Only one question because we had asked in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yes.
It was from Toastmaster Teja. In fact, he was asking when you said in the session that be yourself, right? So the question was if we are to ourselves, like we normally learn from other people, so we adapt something from them. So if we just be ourselves, how do we improve more? If we do not sort of copy
So
or
if
learn
I
from
continue to be myself, then I'll be myself. How do I improve?
how do we improve?
So you can always enhance yourself by improving your presentation skills. You can learn what makes you naturally funny, what makes you naturally moving. One thing that I say to people is that if you want to find out what really moves an audience, ask yourself what moves your friends. What makes your friends laugh? What are the stories that you tell to your friends that makes them react?
Right.
And what stories do you tell that make them laugh? So when you know what makes your friends laugh, try to incorporate that into your speeches. So all of a sudden you are bringing your conversational self, the self that you are around your friends,
Right.
to the stage. So for me, you grow more by being yourself, by being more and more natural. When somebody comes up and tells me, Aaron, you are the same person on stage that you are in person, that is the best feedback that I can give.
Sure. So I'm sure our audience is going to be more authentic, more engaging, and more of themselves from now on. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Aniket, there's one question.
All right, we will have one more question.
So since you said you are an introvert, I identify the same.
Yeah.
How do you make yourself watch the video or the audio that you are recording of your speech? Because that's something I struggle with. I don't want to watch the video of myself.
So that I wouldn't say that's anything that is necessarily related to introversion. It's just a matter of you don't like the way you look or sound, and it's natural. So when we listen to ourselves talk, we are getting two different types of sound vibrations, and we're going scientific here. So it all has to do with what's called sound conduction. So you have air conduction and you have bone conduction. When I'm talking right now, I'm hearing myself through bone conduction. So my voice is traveling through the bones in my face up to my ears. And the thing about bone conduction is that it carries lower frequencies better. So I'm hearing a more full sound. But when my voice is traveling through the air, those low frequencies don't travel as far. So when I'm recording myself, that's through air conduction. So I hear it back in my ear, and that's not the way that I sound in my head. And it's not. But it's not that you sound bad, it's just that you sound different from what you're normally used to. So you need to get used to hearing your own voice, and there are different ways that you can improve your voice. There are various singing teachers that you can find on YouTube that teach you breath control and things like that, and you can just find them on YouTube. The thing with singing is that a lot of the principles that they teach to get better at singing and breath control are the same techniques that we can use in public speaking. Now, when it comes to video, it's kind of the same thing. You need to just sit yourself down and look at yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror, so you can look at yourself on video. You just have to say, this is the way I look, this is the way I sound, I need to deal with it.
Acceptance is the key.
Exactly.
Acceptance is the key. Any questions? All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Aaron. And wish you all the best for your future journey. Wish you a safe flight back to the US and see you online next time.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Bye.